I'll be your facilitator for this evening. Next Saturday, we discussed on the components of chapter 1. We looked at the background to the study, the statement of problem, the objectives, then we ended with research questions. I chose a certain topic. Our time is limited and I won't explain. So we are still on session 1, lesson 1, and we are still on chapter 1. So our learning objective for today lesson, we'll be looking at significance of the study, the delimitation. We'll look at the limitation and also definition of key terms. Look at organization of the study. Look at the scenario, then we end the session. So from the previous session, these are the components of chapter 1. We have looked at the introduction, background to the study, statement of the problem, purpose of the study, and research questions. So last Saturday, we deliberated on this component. So today we are looking at the significance of the study, limitation, and organization and stuff. So this was the topic that I used last Saturday, implementing paper folding to enhance basic 8 learners, addition of unlike fractions at Abeyi MA Basic School. So this was the topic I used to explain the background to the study through to research questions. And today I will use the same topic and help you and guide you how best you can explain the significance of the study through to organization of the study. So without wasting my time, let's continue. So if someone says significance of the study, what are we looking for? What are the things that comprises for a complete significance of the study? So here we are pointing out how the results use, who will benefit, and how they will benefit from the results. So this significance of study is helping us know the research that we are doing, what are it beneficial to the people that we are doing research for, or the community or the school that we are in our various STS schools. So this segment explains the usefulness of the study. Okay, it relates to how useful the study to its key holders, stakeholders, students, teachers, parents, school management. All right. So the purpose of your study is trying to define the benefits that people will get from the study that you are doing. That is the action research topic that explained. So it touches on the contribution of the study of knowledge, the practice and policies. So the project work that we are writing under this session, you are only giving out the importance of you doing that study in benefit of the students, the learners, the teachers, the headmistress, and the entire stakeholders. So let me use my topic and let us see how best I explained the significance of the study, pointing out the key elements as benefits of that study. So he said the finding of every research works are not functional until they are tested and practiced to observe its functionality. It is expected that the finding will be beneficial to teachers in understanding addition of unlike fractions. So the topic that I chose was implementing paper folding in solving for unlike fraction in Abaye MA Basic School. So you can see the key elements I have highlighted. The research is beneficial to teachers in an understanding addition of unlike fraction as a strand in fraction. So I know that unlike fraction is a subset of fraction, and to develop other effective and practical approaches of teaching. So here I know that this research that I am doing It will benefit students for for them to know or understand addiction of online fraction. It also benefits teachers for them to know the importance of using paper folding method to solve online fraction. It also benefits stakeholders who are on board to know that there are other elements or other components of research or other resources that we can use in solving online fraction. So this explains the significance of the study. Please, are we on the same level?
Yes, fresh.
All right. I'm using. I have to test them. After testing, I just realized that it will benefit the students and also the teachers to understand the topic fraction and the subtopic online fraction. So every significance of the study focuses or focus much on the outputs that comes out at the end of your project work or your research writing. So also pupils in this context will benefit from the finding of this study by making use of knowledge and understanding gained in and adding online fraction in their everyday activities. So I am pointing out that if they use online fraction in everyday activities, it will help them get knowledge of the topic they are studying. Finally, the findings of this research will be useful as it's meant to help eradicate fear develop towards adding online fraction in mathematics as a whole and provide the need guidelines to solve mathematical problem relating to such. So with this one, I am trying to point out or gives out the meaning, the importance of using paper folding, unlike fraction in mathematics. So here, the researcher, that is me, as me being the researcher, I am trying to tell them that fine, if I use paper folding method, I am using
You
it
want to
as
ask?
in form of participating. Here I am eradicating fear.
Want to?
Another as fear developing towards fraction. So if I'm using paper folding method as my intervention to solve fraction, I will involve the student. So if I am involving a student, that fear that student don't like fraction will eliminate or it will what eradicate. So this explained my whole idea of my significance of the study. Let's look at delimitation. I know in action research, last semester I did delimitation. You look at action research, but due to your time limits, you were not able to limitation. It defined the scope of your study. For example, the content, geographical area, covered or excluded, variables included and excluded. So this delimitation is telling us that the content that we are talking about, the content as in your subject area, your specialization area, the geographical area. If you are in, I can say MA Basic School, that is your geographical area. If you are in Commander MA Basic School, that is your geographical area. If you are in uh, Manchasi Basic School, that is your geographical area. And the variables are the individuals. It can be students, it can be the materials that we use, it can be the teachers along. Okay. So it is important to note that you choosing the variables may contain a lot of issues and sub issues. So in a scenario, if you are using intervention like paper folding method, okay, you need to understand that in one small study, that the research work per my school that I am doing that study, you may able to face or tackle a lot of issues when you are using the paper folding method because there might be other method that you can use to solve online fraction. But here you have delimit yourself to a specific context or a specific intervention that you want to use. So through your research work from chapter 1 to chapter 5, you'll be talking about what? Paper folding. You can't bring in any other method apart from paper folding. So whatever method that you will use, you have delimit yourself to it. That's the variables we are talking about. And the geographic area, if you are in Commander MA Basic School, is that geographical area that we are talking about. You cannot extend it to different schools because your research question or your research statement focuses on that school. That is the delimitation that we are talking about. Let's look at how I wrote my delimitation using my topic, implementing paper folding method in solving online fraction. So um, my delimitation of my topic. Okay, I said this research is limited to understanding of adding online fraction. So as I said, you can't extend your topic to a different topic. It must focus on your topic. So here I said the research is limited to understanding of online fraction among basic 8 pupils in Abeyi MA Basic School. So here I am limiting myself to the geographical context, that is the Abeyi MA Basic School. I'm limiting myself to the class that I chose, that's the basic 8 pupils. I'm limiting myself to online fraction, that's the topic that I'm dealing with. So your delimitation limits you to a specific context of the class, the school, and the people that we are dealing with. The decision is intended to reduce cost and afford the researcher maximum concentration on the small group. So here, my main focus as a researcher is to focus on the basic 8 peoples that I'm doing the research on. I'm not going exceeding the basic 8, even though I can be teaching from JHS 1 to JHS 3. But the class that I chose to do the research work, that's the class that I am using. So we talk about the variables when I was explaining. That explain it can be included or excluded variables. So the excluded variables can be um, the teachers that we involve, the students, other students that you observe to also come along with research questions and stuff. This explain the variables. Let's look at limitations. With the limitation, what entails in limitation? So I said limitation points methodological weakness in your research design and how they might have affected the results you have obtained. So this part is all about talking about the challenges the researcher may encounter in the process of conducting the study and how such challenges may influence the study finding or otherwise. So with this one, we are only looking at the problems that affect you as a researcher when you're conducting the action research topic or the research as a whole. Here we are not focusing on money. Please and please kindly note this. So when you are writing the limitation, you shouldn't come along or try to bring about the challenges of money. No, we don't do that because we know that uh, they don't have unlimited resources that came about. So don't write about they don't have money, the school doesn't have money, so it's a limitation. No, we don't want that. We are only interested in it can be the bias of the researcher. The bias in sense that maybe in a class of 50, I did a bias choosing more ladies than men. Okay, per the research that I'm using. We know that in students or ladies don't like mathematics. So the topic that I choose, I can write a limitation that if I did a bias research in sense that I use more of ladies than men. It is a it's a methodological weakness. And here it will affect my result because we already know that ladies doesn't like mathematics. All right. So let's look at the limitation, how I use that topic to write the limitation. I said the limitation of this study include a small sample size of 20 pupils from one school and a short duration of 2 weeks for an intervention, which may not have been enough time for all the impact of paper folding to be seen. So this is my limitation. I was limited to basic 8 pupils and they were 20 in a class. All right. And the short of my intervention was 2 weeks. And this will not give me an accurate or it cannot give me the expected output of the topic that I'm dealing with. So this is plain limitation. Please, are we on the same level?
I am.
Yes, sir.
Is it
Yes,
clear?
please. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Michael, I can see your hands. Okay, Kofi.
Kofi.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
Say in the for the background to the study.
Mhm.
Let's say if I am dealing with a topic which goes about multiplication of multi-digit numbers.
Okay,
Hello.
I can hear you.
And if I am yes, if I'm dealing using the lattice method. Let's say if I'm dealing with that, this am I going to talk about the multiplication, the concept of multiplication in the background of the study, or I will talk about it at the review of literature. And also, will I talk about the concept of lattice method in the background to the study, or that will be done in the review of literature?
Okay, I'll answer that. So I want to share the previous life. Okay, then you see, I don't want to talk much, so I think the previous slides will help me out. So from the previous slides, I said if you are writing the background to the study, if you are writing background to the study, specialization aspect that you are dealing with. Okay, so here I started with fraction. Fraction as essential aspect of numbers. So here I wrote about fraction. I explained the unlike fraction. So if you are asking about multiplication, okay, what are all mathematics? So you explain mathematics, you move further to explain multiplication, then you move further to explain the 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. So from here, I explain mathematics. I linked it to paper folding, the method that I'm using. Okay. Uh-huh. That is, according to Johan and Hammer, paper folding play a very vital role. So I gave out to the readers the importance of me using that method. And I conclude with how the fraction is. It have denominator and numerator. So Michael, when you are writing back onto the study, you must talk about the specialization aspects of your work in line with the key definition, the terms that you are using.
Oh,
Why are
okay.
you using this? Then you combine them, then you write the background of study. With the literature review, that is where you give out the importance, the uses of the method that you are using, the benefit, the characteristics that explain the literature review. That is where you are looking at the artifact, the framework of your research. So that one you go deeply. But the background to the study, you just focus on the specialization aspect, the key importance of your topic that you are explaining, the whole idea of your topic that is comes along with the background to the study. Please do you understand?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Yes, Michael, I can hear you.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, with regards to this and writing of the literature review, I don't know whether there's some kind of app to help you or, but with that one like this, you need to refer to what people have already done about the topic. So I don't know whether there's an app that can help you in searching for that information, or what will you do about it?
All right, I will explain that. I said from chapter 2 to the last chapter, it's a premium session. So when we get there, I will explain that. So if you want to know, prepare and um, organize yourself well to join the premium session. I'll give you all the things that will help you in writing a full project work day. Okay. So this is a free section with the chapter 2. I will give out the site, the references page, the things that we use to do the chapter for everything. I'll give you the resources materials that will aid you in writing your project work. Mickey, have I answered your question?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, Michael, your hands are still up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you just joined. Ask me a question, okay? I'm listening to you. Please, Hafiz, I can hear you talk.
Yeah, so I'm very sorry. My network is disturbing.
Oh, so sorry about that.
I want to plead, it's just in a form of plead, that if you could share some of your slides to us, because some of us stayed at villages whilst doing our teaching practice, and network is not always stable. And before you get network, you have to travel small, some kilometers before you get to town and access to network. And by the time, sometimes you won't be able to go back and you will not be able to the following morning because of means, transport and everything going back to the village. So I will plead if you could do us a favor by sharing us some of the slides that you are showing so that we can just go through when we aren't able to meet a lesson. Last previous lessons, I missed some of the lessons.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. It's a nice pleading. Let me put it that way. I will work on it. I will send you the notes itself. Okay. I will send you the notes. Then
Okay,
you read.
okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Welcome. Yes, please. Is there another question? Any other question? Any other question? Mark.